Yes. So Toni Kroos had interesting words towards Isaac, not directly, but indirectly. If you know what I mean, you know what I mean. So if you guys don't know what's going on, the legendary Toni Kroos, he is the type of person that is very open about his thoughts and his opinions on certain situations when it comes to football. This is not the first time that he does statements like this. If you guys don't remember, if I'm not mistaken, last year or the year before, when the young player from La Liga went to join Saudi Arabia, what was his name? Vega. He's now in Porto. Actually, Vega joined, Saudi at the age of 21 or 20, something like that, if I'm not mistaken. Toni Kroos actually spoke out about it and actually made a very interesting comment, and that one went viral. He was basically criticizing the player's decision to go at such a young age to Saudi Arabia. And now, years after, it looks like Toni Kroos came back once again, and he's like, very interesting comment towards Isak. Obviously not criticizing the player, obviously not disrespecting the player, but as a professional, as a legend, as someone who's been in the game for years and years at a very, very, very high level and retired at a very, very high level, his mindset and his thought is different from other players coming up or other people that don't know how football works, because he been in the game for years and years and years. So we will get into details regarding this, but this was funny. But also, if you realistically think about it, we cannot say that Toni Kroos is wrong. You cannot say that, hey, bro, it's tripping. Because if you actually think about it, he actually has a point. And I will give you guys a couple of examples. But first, let's read and then we're going to speak about it. So, this is what it says. Former Real Madrid midfielder Toni Kroos has delivered a scathing verdict on Alexander Isak following his British record transfer from Newcastle to Liverpool. Toni Kroos basically on his podcast, where he's, if I'm not mistaken, there's a podcast and he's like a co-host to the podcast or something like that. He basically quoted during this podcast, Isak joining Liverpool for a lot of money, question mark. I trust our listeners, but I would tell you that more or less half have never heard of Isak. Judge for yourself. Seriously, that's interesting. I trust our listeners, but I will tell you that more or less half have never heard of Isak. Just judge for yourself. Seriously. The transfer was finalized at £125 million, fixed plus £5 million in ads-on, bringing the total package close to €150 million. The 25-year-old has joined on a 6-year deal, basically from Newcastle to Liverpool. So that's basically what he says. He said, hey, I will let y'all be the judges. This is how I could interpret it from the outside in. He's basically saying like, hey, seriously, half of the world don't even know Isak, and the fact that he got sold on a record-breaking deal is insane. That's what I got from it. And I kind of do have to agree with Toni Kroos until a point. And the point is, first I will say why I agree with him. I agree with him because let's take Neymar as an example. We all know that Neymar, when he joined Barcelona to PSG, he did a record-breaking transfer, but Neymar already had the profile. Like Neymar was already giant at Santos. He went to Barcelona. Season after season, he was giant. Like he was breaking records left to right. He was showcasing his talent not only for one season, but for multiple seasons back to back. Not only at Santos, but at Barcelona as well. So when PSG came through with that over 200 million, offer for Barcelona, it made sense, because of what he have done year after year after year to get to that point, to get that amount of transfer. And then we have another example where is Kylian Mbappe. Same Kylian Mbappe, Monaco, great start. PSG, he exploded season after season delivering, season after season delivering, season after season delivering, and there, is it Kylian Mbappe or am I tripping? Is it Kylian? Or am I tripping? Am I tripping? But yeah, okay, I will just stick to Kylian. If it's not, then forgive me. season after season delivering, and then he went over to Real Madrid. Even though he went as a free agent, there was a lot of money, put down for him, behind, even though he's a free agent, So what let me see if I can use someone else as an example. There's a lot of other players that I can use for example, but I just stick to the example of Neymar. And now we have Isak. Okay, the situation with Isak is Isak had one good season at Newcastle and he was already worth almost 150 million euros. Isak had one good season and he's already worth all of that money. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, for example, Neymar, he had to work season after season, season after season, season after season to get to that 200 million, that PSG offered to Barcelona. Isak, on the other hand, he had one good season, and he basically is already worth 150 million euros. That is insane. So I do kind of agree with Toni Kroos that football is turning more into a business than actually the real value of the players. It's more about what you can give us to get him, even though he might not even be worth all of that. And this is not taken away from anything from Isak. Isak is an amazing, talented player. Isak is a player that has years and years to showcase that he is worth this 150 million euros, and hopefully that's so. He wanted what he wanted. He wanted to go to Liverpool, and he got the opportunity to go to Liverpool. And we know he will deliver amazing things with this number 9 shirt. But I do have to agree with Toni Kroos, and this is not taking away anything from Isak. Talented baller. He has a lot of potential to be great. But Toni Kroos does have a point. So basically what it's coming down to is give us one good season and you will be worth 80 or over 100 million euros. You don't even have to have 2, 3, 4 back-to-back amazing seasons in order to get to that price rank. Give us one good season and you will be worth all of that money. Like, that is something that is like, and this is not only Isak. Isak is only an example. There is so many other players same. But hey, I have to give Toni Kroos his credit, man, because I get what he was trying to say. I don't know if my Mbappe example is very much valid, but I will keep you guys on the Neymar's example, okay? So you guys can see what I was trying to say.